Well, good morning. Welcome to Unit 2 of Summer J210. This is another 2-week unit, so it moves quite quickly. And hopefully by now you're a little bit more familiar with your camera, some of the possibilities you might not have thought of before. You're maybe a little bit more familiar with its settings, all right, shutter speed, focal length, and aperture, all right. But primarily you're more acquainted with some of the artistic tools, ways of using your camera by kind of controlling the depth of field, all right, and also by looking at things in terms of threes, all right, rule of threes. So this unit, we're going to move a little bit away from the camera and over to the end result, the pictures themselves, primarily viewed through the World Wide Web. And one of the things I like to talk about if I were teaching this face-to-face is to spend a lot of time looking at web pages together. But next to the Polaroid camera, which was a huge change in photography, creating instant pictures, then the next big major thing beyond digital was actually the World Wide Web. And World Wide Web and digital kind of came together, all right, being able to have compressed digital electronic files that you could put on the web happened at about the same time. It's the internet that has really caused photography to get super creative and to really mushroom in terms of another really viable force in our culture. And because the internet, you can share so much, right, worldwide, instantaneously, okay? There's even news events today that are captured on cell phones and are captured from inside what's going on. 2 years ago, there was a dramatic bombing in the London subways, and guess what? That was caught live by citizen journalists using cell phones. They posted those pictures instantly to their Facebook accounts and other places in the World Wide Web, and the whole world could see the inside story of these bombings, all right? So photography has really changed because of the World Wide Web, and I want to get you all acquainted with that in this unit. So you're going to be doing two things using the World Wide Web. Is one, you're going to be creating a photo blog, and those of you who have not learned about blogs before are going to find this very, very interesting, and those of you who are somewhat familiar with it are going to get another step up, okay? And all this material comes from Chapter 3 in your textbook. It's one of my favorite units using the World Wide Web. I wrote this unit. And then it kind of leads you nicely to the history unit, I think, the other unit I also wrote for this textbook. I'm going to give you some specific blog assignments throughout this unit, and throughout the entire semester. If you've created your blog, you're going to have more blog assignments. And the blog is a very important component of your class grade. It's 20% of your class grade. And I will email you this morning a summary of all the assignments that go on your blog for this course by the end of the course, all right? But in this particular unit, you're going to create a blog and add some pictures to it. Then the other thing you're going to do in this unit is you're going to download some software from the internet, some free software, okay, free, legitimate, to actually enhance and play with your photographs. As you noticed in Unit 1, many times I returned pictures to your discussion posts that I had enhanced. Now, most often I tend to use Photoshop because I own it, so I use it, and my computer is gigantic, so it can handle it. By the way, if you want a copy of Photoshop, you're not required to have one, but if you want one, you can go to the bookstore and for $30 get your own copy. Make sure your computer's up to snuff, though, okay? It really creates a lot of demand on your computer, both in terms of memory, speed, and disk space, all right? But you don't need it for this unit. You don't even need it for the class because I provide you with other free tools from the internet, legitimate tools, not pirated tools, all right? So Picasso is one of them. Picasso is a Google product, and Picasso is a neat product because, one, you can saturate the colors in your pictures. You can automatically lighten them or darken them with your pictures. You can crop them, your pictures, all using Picasso, all of which is a free download from the internet, all right? Also, you can use Picasso web albums to actually store your pictures online. And those of you who take a lot of pictures, those of you, kids, families, that kind of thing, who have lots of photographs, make Picasso photo albums and save your pictures that way. Don't just save them on your computer. Make sure they're stored someplace else, and Picasso is free. Don't ask me why, okay? I'm sure Google's tracking you somehow. So in summary, the unit's about two things, both related. One is about creating a blog, which is a form of internet photography, all right? And it's a very useful tool because also I use blogs in my writing classes. A blog is actually a visual rhetoric. It gives you a chance to both write and take pictures and combine them together, and you don't need to know any HTML code or anything else. Once again, just like uploading pictures to your discussions, you want to make sure you resize them, make sure you get them down to a manageable size before you upload them to your blog, otherwise it takes forever to upload things. So it's always important to resize your photographs. Make sure you keep an original copy. Don't just resize one copy of your picture. and save over your original file. Don't do that, because what happens is the blog pictures don't have as many pixels. So if you ever wanted to make a big print from one of your pictures, you wouldn't have enough pixels if you'd written over it. All right. So make sure you always save a copy of the picture and then change that copy size. Okay. So summarizing, once again, you're working on a blog. It's worth 20% of your grade. All right. And then you're also using Picasa during this 2-week period to enhance some of your pictures, crop them. If you don't want to use Picasa, that's fine. There's Microsoft Office Picture Manager, which I like quite a bit, by the way. It's free. It's on your computer already if you have Windows. And then there's iPhoto for you Mac people. That'll do the same thing. You can manipulate pictures and all of those. But Picasa is kind of fun because you download it from the internet. It's much more sophisticated than these other tools, and it works pretty automatically, which is nice. So as usual, if you have questions, you know where to find me. Please pay attention. This unit moves very quickly. 2 weeks is all it is, because we're in the summer. You need to get your blog up and running. All right, by the end of the 2 weeks, I will grade the blogs at the end of 2 weeks on the terms of completeness, but that will be only a provisional grade. Watch your email this morning. I'm sending you some more email about your blogs to help clarify a little bit. So hey, have a good week. This is a 2-week unit. You will not be hearing from me in the middle of the unit. Okay, I'm covering everything I need to in this part right here. 2 weeks. Get going.